Hello, everyone. I'm Leonard French, your favorite copyright attorney, and tonight I'm here to talk about the Harmony Gold versus Harebrained Schemes lawsuit that I'm sure you've all been waiting to hear about. What's that? You don't know who Harmony Gold or Harebrained Schemes are? Well, would you believe that it's Macross versus Battletech and MechWarrior Online? Basically, that's what we're talking about. The original Macross versus Battletech dispute is open again, and Harmony Gold seems to be going after some of the proceeds from MechWarrior and Battletech's success. So let's talk about what's in their lawsuit. Harmony Gold filed a lawsuit in the Western District of Washington in federal district court. Here I have up on the screen their amended complaint, which just means that they filed a second complaint with some refinements. So this is the currently active complaint. The previous complaint is now dead or moot, so I'm not even going to talk about that. The differences are probably minor anyway. So this is the amended complaint that Harmony Gold filed, and I've read through it, and I've read through Harebrained Schemes and Piranha Games' answer to the complaint, and their answer is very much generic. It's a general denial of the allegations. So I'm just going to focus mostly on this amended complaint. The parties, of course, is Harmony Gold, USA, Harebrained Schemes, Harebrained Holdings, Piranha Games, In Media Res Productions, and Jordan Wiseman himself are all named as defendants. Facts: Harmony Gold and the history of Robotech. This case involves animated giant warrior robots. In about 1980, Japan-based Tatsunoko Production Company Limited created a series of original warrior robots and incorporated them into an animated television series in Japan named Macross. Tatsunoko was the exclusive owner and producer of the Macross television series in Japan. In the 1980s, Tatsunoko produced two additional animated television series in Japan that incorporated its futuristic warrior robots, Mospita and the Southern Cross, for which it was also the exclusive owner in Japan. In '84, Tatsunoko granted entertainment production company Harmony Gold an exclusive license to adapt the Macross, Mospita, and Southern Cross series for a television series in the United States, which Harmony Gold named Robotech. In 1985, the first of 85 episodes of the Harmony Gold produced Robotech animated series aired in the United States. Hereinafter, everything's referred to as Robotech. Tatsunoko also granted Harmony Gold an exclusive license to market in the United States products incorporating Robotech warrior robots such as books, toys, video games, films, comic books, and apparel. Harmony Gold possesses this exclusive license to this day. The warrior robots depicted in the Robotech copyright registrations owned by Harmony Gold include, but are not limited to, the following: the Armored Valkyrie, the Destructoid Defender, Destructoid, wow. Whew. The Destroid Defender, the Destroid Phalanx, the Destroid Spartan, the Destroid Tomahawk, the Officer's Pod, or Glog, the Super Valkyrie, the Valkyrie VF-1A, and the Valkyrie VF-1S. Harmony Gold has the exclusive right to make copies of, distribute, publicly perform, display, and make derivative works of the Robotech warrior robots in the United States. Harmony Gold's prior litigation against Wiseman. In 1995, Harmony Gold filed a copyright infringement and unfair competition complaint against FASA Corporation, which was owned by Wiseman, and Virtual World Entertainment for infringement of the Robotech copyrights by the warrior robot designs in the defendants' Battletech virtual reality computer games, role-playing games, merchandise, and a planned animated television series and toy line. This prior litigation concluded when the parties agreed to a settlement agreement and mutual general release, which had an effective date of December 1996, and to which Wiseman was a signatory. In addition to agreeing to a monetary payment, Wiseman and his co-defendants agreed that they would not make any use and will not authorize their licensees to make any use of the visual designs, images of the 12 battle mechs listed below except as provided in the agreement. These 12 battle mechs included those detailed below in paragraph 28, which presents side-by-side comparisons of Harebrained Schemes and Wiseman's current warrior robot designs and the corresponding Harmony Gold Robotech designs. Wiseman also agreed to the entry of a permanent injunction and acknowledged that violating the use restriction would cause Harmony Gold irreparable harm. Further, Wiseman agreed that he would not contest, nor would he assist, any other person or entity in contesting Harmony Gold's exclusive ownership worldwide, excluding Japan, of the Robotech merchandising rights. This settlement agreement is confidential and has not been attached to this complaint. Defendant Piranha Video Games distributes an online game named MechWarrior Online that it claims uses Harmony Gold's Robotech copyrights. And then they list or a picture of one robot here, the Warhammer orthographic. It claims here, in May 2013, Piranha Games submitted a proposed design to Harmony Gold for an animated warrior robot for use in MechWarrior Online to get an opinion from Harmony Gold if the new design infringed on Harmony Gold's copyrights. Harmony Gold determined that the design was derivative, and Harmony Gold's outside counsel sent an email to Piranha Games' founder informing him of that decision. On information and belief, Piranha Games never used this proposed design. Later in May 2013, the same thing happened. In July 2016, Harmony Gold discovered infringing images that were derivative works of its Destroyed Tomahawk Warrior robot featured on the website of Catalyst Game Labs, a purveyor of board games. A blog post from Catalyst Game Labs reads, "It's been an absolute blast working with Russ Bullock and Matt Newman, generating these lore vignettes." The following image of the infringing robot warriors appeared on the blog post by Catalyst Game Labs. Harmony Gold's counsel immediately emailed Mr. Bullock regarding this infringement, and in his response, Mr. Bullock admitted that Piranha Games had developed these designs and that Catalyst Game Labs created fan fiction around these designs. He also wrote, "At Piranha, we make no claim to any use or legal right to the Robotech Macross designs that are owned by Harmony Gold." Despite Mr. Bullock's admission that Piranha Games does not have the right to use Harmony Gold's copyrighted Robotech designs, Piranha Games is doing exactly that without Harmony Gold's permission. Piranha Games operates a website for its MechWarrior Online game. On this site, Piranha Games displays the following images of robot warriors that infringe Harmony Gold's copyrights and appear to be used in the MechWarrior Online game. And I'll get my butt out of here for a moment and zoom in so we can look a little more clearly. So that's the Piranha Games on the left and Harmony Gold on the right. I can see that they are both two-legged robots that have similar protrusions for their arms and a similar protrusion from the top, and maybe the cockpit's in a similar location. On this one, I guess that looks kind of similar. The hips are different though, and the cockpit is in a different place as well. It's still, centered cockpit and all that, but it's like a little higher up and not sitting on like a dome torso. These two, the Warhammer and the Tomahawk, sure. I mean, they're both humanoid robots. They both have, cylindrical arms, guns. They both have like a weapon pod on the top, but I mean, yeah, this one's going to come up to a jury, I think. The Officer's Pod versus the Marauder. Yeah, there's a vent up here, so there are differences. How much of a difference? Yeah, this is going to come down to somebody's interpretation. Phoenix Hawk versus the Super Valkyrie. On October 3rd, oh wait, let me go back. On October 3rd, 2016, Harmony Gold's counsel sent a letter to Mr. Bullock demanding that the infringement stop. To this date, it continues. Piranha Games retained counsel and has denied that the Robot Warriors in MechWarrior Online infringe Harmony Gold's copyrights. Current unauthorized copying by defendants Harebrained Schemes and Wiseman. Defendant video game production studio Harebrained Schemes is in the process of developing a new PC video game named Battletech at battletechgame.com. The website reads, Jordan Wiseman, the creator of Battletech and MechWarrior, is back with the first turn-based Battletech game for PC in over 2 decades. Battletech will feature modern turn-based combat, PvP multiplayer, and a story-driven mercenary-style campaign set in the 3025 era of the Battletech universe. Harebrained Schemes held 2 crowdfunding campaigns, raising $2.8 million from Kickstarter and $433,000 from BackerKit. On its website at Harebrained Schemes and Battletech Game, Harebrained Schemes displays the following images. And then they compare this image on the left. Here, we'll do this again. Then they compare this image on the left here and say that it's similar to the officer's pod. Now that one I don't see at all. I'm not at all with them on that. They compare this guy, which looks kind of like a Cerberus, to an armored Valkyrie, which honestly those two look nothing alike. And they compare this guy on the left to a Destroyed Spartan, which honestly they look absolutely nothing alike. Yes, they both have 2 legs, 2 arms and stuff, but we're going to get into that in a moment. That's not copyrightable. The copyright would be on your creativity beyond the base thing. So if you're talking about creating a character that is humanoid, you're going to have 2 arms, 2 legs, and a head. So these are humanoid robots. So you're probably not going to have an exclusive copyright on just a humanoid robot. Chief Financial Officer of Harebrained Holdings responded, claiming, our use of these designs and images is solely through licenses that we have obtained from Piranha Games. Our relationship with Piranha Games is solely as a licensee of certain intellectual property. Okay, so if that's true, what they're saying is that Piranha Games is the licensor and Harebrained Schemes is the licensee, and Piranha Games licenses the content to Harebrained Holdings. Don't know. Subsequently, on November 18th of last year, counsel for Wiseman and Harebrained Schemes responded. HBS entered into a license agreement with Piranha Games to license certain content for use in an HBS game. We have certain confidentiality obligations, however, we can say that the license agreement makes general commitments about Piranha's rights in the license materials provided to HBS, but that the parties did not specifically address the ownership of the 2016 designs. To date, the infringement continues. Current unauthorized copying by defendant Catalyst Game Labs. Here, we'll do it again. Catalyst Game Labs produces a board game for its Battletech game. Catalyst develops, releases, distributes, sells source books to create new playing scenarios for players of the game. In 2016, Catalyst Game Labs released a Battletech source book named Combat Manual Mercenaries that has these designs, saying that this one looks like the Destroyed Tomahawk, and the other one looks like the Glog Officer's Battle Pod. Maybe. I mean that one's going to really have to go to a jury. They do look similar. I'm not going to deny that they look similar. The standard for copyright infringement then is substantial similarity. And under copyright law, you do separate out the non-protected parts, and only the protected copyrighted part is what is judged to be substantially similar or not. Catalyst Game Labs also develops, distributes, and sells rulebooks for its Battletech games. Battletech Campaign Operations, okay. Similar accusations. And then we get into the counts. Count 1, copyright infringement, claiming that the designs are substantially similar and are therefore copyright infringement. And then count 2, breach of contract, claiming that the settlement agreement was breached. They don't list an amount of damages that they are asking for. So the lawsuit, while it was filed in March, it was filed on March 1st of 2017, not a whole lot has happened. Now don't get me wrong, you're going to see a whole lot of lines here, but there's not a lot here. So far, a complaint was filed, attorneys were hired, people were served, answers have been made to the complaint. There was an amended complaint, now there's an answer to the amended complaint, and then the parties signed a stipulated protective order saying that there's confidential information to be exchanged. So what's happening now is we're in the discovery part of the lawsuit, and that means the two parties are privately exchanging documents, and as long as they do their jobs properly and exchange the documents that they're supposed to and don't have any additional fights over that, they won't need to put anything on the docket and won't need to get the judge involved. If there is a dispute, then we'll see something go on to the docket. Until then, the last filing was at the end of June, and we're just waiting to hear what happens now. I can say, as a backer or person who is in the early access part of Battletech, that I'm not entirely sure that anything in the game really infringes. And I'm not entirely sure that anything in this complaint actually constitutes substantial similarity. There will have to be evidence and testimony presented as to what parts of these mechs are the protected copyrighted parts. If somebody takes a humanoid robot and puts a missile pod up here and a laser gun in there, in place of a left arm with a hand, is that copyrighted? Is that so copyrighted that nobody else can make a humanoid robot figurine with a missile pod up here and a laser over there? Or is there more to it? Does it have to be sold as part of the universe, part of the Robotech or Battletech universe? Does it have to, do you take into account the character's name and the colors and the little intricacies in the designs that are different? Or is it going to be a layman's opinion that these two figurines look similar and they look similar enough and therefore it is some kind of infringement? So I don't know where this lawsuit is going. I really can't imagine that this is going to be a multi-million-dollar judgment against them, but who knows? If Harmony Gold is able to present evidence that all of this alleged infringement really is infringement, then it could be a fairly decent damage award from the judge. So I hope not. I would like to see Battletech continue in all of its glory. I think it will. There's a few things I don't see here. If you may remember when we did the Imagos case, which is still going on, but is kind of in a waiting period right now, when that was going on, I went to court and got a temporary restraining order against the defendant. If Harmony Gold really thought that there was still ongoing infringement, wouldn't they be going to court and getting some kind of restraining order? Maybe, maybe not. I'm not entirely sure that this lawsuit was filed to go to court. I think they might be looking to try and settle this one as well. I'm sure that the parties are in talks about an amount of money that would have to be exchanged, and I guess it's going to come down to how much they want to fight versus how much they want to pay that amount of money. So good luck to everyone in the lawsuit. I hope that you guys can get through it quickly and get back to doing what you love, as we all enjoy doing what we love. Anyway, love to hear your questions and comments. You can comment on the video itself. I leave the comments open. I do moderate them. I ask you to be, this is an educational channel, so let's be educational. Let's be constructive. So try to keep anything extreme or hateful out of the comments. But for the most part, please discuss away in the comments. I try to answer your comments on the YouTube channel when I can. I also have a Discord server, and you can find a link to that in the description. Join our Discord server. We have live chats going in many different topics, and then we have voice chat for people who want to voice chat. I join those myself, and we play video games sometimes in groups too. So if you want to join people who are interested in the law and like talking about the law and stuff, here's a great place for you to join our Discord server. If you would like to support more videos, I get a lot of my support from Patreon, so I have a link to my Patreon there. My supporters for the month of August, right now, New Sensei is supporting at the $500 level. He has asked me to make a video called Basics of Copyright for YouTube Creators, which I'm currently working on and should be out in about a week or so. Then at the $50 level, I have Joshua Meinzinger, Baxorn, John Cripps, Nate Beck, John Steele, Westin, Lohne, and Lydia Collinson. Thank you all very, very much for your support. And thank you all to the $5 plus supporters that are scrolling on my LED panel behind me and are listed in the description as well. I now do a weekly live show every Sunday. This Sunday it will be a different time, probably about 2 p.m. Eastern time. I haven't set that time yet, but every Sunday at around 10 a.m. Eastern time, again, not this Sunday, I do a live show that I call Sunday Service with the Lawful Masses. We get to discuss law and topics in the news and things for the week, and just chill out and hang out, play some music in the background and stuff, and have a good time. Ask questions, and love to hear from all of my fans. Go over some of your questions. Go over sort of the 30,000-foot view of some of the topics that we're going to be covering. So thank you for joining me. I'm Leonard French, your favorite copyright attorney. I look forward to seeing you on Twitter, on Discord, on YouTube, wherever, and in my next video. Thank you very much. Have a great day.